Hey there bowlers, welcome to Bowling with Buddy. I appreciate you guys stopping by my YouTube channel, checking things out. For those of you who have subscribed, I'm back for a little while. For those who are new, hey, can you do me a favor? Hit that subscribe button. It'll help me get a little closer to doing more live streams and things like that, where I can kind of help share more of what I'm doing to more people. So hit that subscribe first, that would help me a lot. Second, let's talk about bowling. I have done a lot of it lately. I haven't been doing a lot of ball reviews. You might have seen some of my videos where I've been out doing a lot of regionals. I was in Fort Myers, I was in Asheville, I was in Spartanburg, I was in Fayetteville. And the nice thing is that I cashed in every one of them. I even had a top 5 in one. Been out bowling a lot at a lot of tournaments, and so I haven't been able to do a lot of ball reviews. Today, we're gonna change that. I've got a lot of ball reviews to do. I'm sure there's a lot of you guys wanting to know what's going on, what's out there. There's been so many new releases, and I can tell you, I've been using them in regionals, I've been using them in local tournaments, and they have really made a big difference in how I score, actually. So we're gonna talk about that in the video. Today, I'm gonna do a couple. We're gonna talk about the Harsh Reality, and I'm gonna be comparing the Harsh Reality to the original Reality. Yeah, I think that it's definitely a change from the original Reality, and in some ways it's good, in some ways it's a little different. We'll talk about that in the video. I have found a really good place for my Harsh Reality after it's gotten some lane shine, but if I really need a ball that's going to dig into some oil, this is the ball you're going to want to put in your hand. But enough said. Let's get started. We're going to talk about the Harsh Reality. I'll try and play various parts of the lane, and I'll compare it to the Reality. But let's get going. All right, so we have the Harsh Reality here. Kind of a funky looking ball, gray, black, orange. Definitely see this ball rotation going down the lane. You can see it revving up, you can see it changing directions, especially with this color mix. So gonna start right a little bit. We're on a typical house shot. It's 43 feet here, about 31 mils of oil, and from there we're gonna migrate left and see how that goes, and we'll jump into the Reality. So let's get started here, okay? I'm standing on the big dot, standing on 20, and I'm gonna throw this ball. I'm looking at probably about 9-10. Took my hand out of it, just kind of flattened it out, and just kind of threw it up the boards. Didn't really do anything to it, I just kind of sent it down the lane. So let's keep doing that and see how it looks. All right, I'm still standing on the big dot. For you, the big dot is 20. And again, I'm gonna look at 9-10. I'm looking at 9-10, probably gonna hit about 11. So far, so good. When I first got the Harsh Reality, I found it to hook a ton. A whole lot more than the original Reality. It digs in fast. Okay, so that's 3 straight up the boards. Not really putting any hand into it, just kind of rolling it right down the lane. And it looks beautiful, really does. Going through the pins really, really well. So I'm gonna migrate left a little bit and see what happens. All right, so when I migrate left, I'm actually gonna move 5 left. I'm gonna make a big jump, 5. And I'm gonna look at 12, 13, and I'm gonna send it to like 7, 8 down lane. Okay, so that was too much of a move for just kind of rolling it. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stay in the same spot, but what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna get on it. I'm gonna give it a little more hand and a little more rotation and see if I can get this ball to shape through the pins. All right, I'm standing at 25. I'm looking at about 12, 13, and this time I'm gonna try and get on it with my hand a little more and get this rotation back. So in that particular shot, I was able to hit the same spot, but instead of just kind of rolling it, I kind of really hit up on the ball, or hit through the ball, I should say. I didn't hit up, kind of hit through, giving it a little more rotation, give it a little more revolutions. So when it did hit the spot friction down lane, it was a little more responsive. That's one of the beauties of I find of this bowling ball, is that it's very versatile. It allows me to roll it, it allows me to hit up on it, allows me to shape it. Something very similar to the Reality, but this one's a little stronger and likes a lot more oil. So try that again. All right, I'm just continue standing on 25. I'm looking at 12, 13, and I'm gonna kind of do the same thing and get on it. So you see what I was talking about at the beginning of the video. With the color palette on this ball, you can really see it revving up, going down lane, changing directions, and just driving through the pins. So before I migrate more, I'm going to switch gears now. I'm going to throw the Reality, and we're going to start right again, and then migrate left, and kind of give you a comparison of how these two stack up against each other. All right, I'm standing back on the big dot 20, and again, I'm going to look at 7-8, and I'm just going to roll it down the lane. All right, so that was like more of a suitcase release. That was really terrible. So it's really not good representation. Let's try it again. All right, we're gonna try again, standing on 20, and I'm looking at 7-8, and just trying to roll it. That was better. Okay, so much better release. And if you rewind a little bit, go back, and you saw the Harsh Reality changed directions a little sooner than the Reality. And I found a little more deflection with the Reality than I did with the Harsh Reality. I'm gonna throw one more in the same spot. Hey, for those bowlers, house shots that don't go to tournaments, and they just love playing their leagues, I don't blame you. That's a great place to bowl, a lot of fun. These bowling balls, the Harsh Reality, and if you have the original Reality, the Harsh Reality is an upgrade, in my opinion, to the Reality, and gives you an option to play those boards. If you're just a stroker, rolling it up the right-hand side, great option. It's going to give you a lot of hitting power down lane without having to have a lot of hand. So again, I'm gonna, like I did with the Harsh Reality, I'm gonna move left a little bit, 5 boards, and I'm gonna throw it in the same spot. I'm gonna put some hand into it. All right. So I'm standing at 25. I'm looking at about 13, 14, and I'm gonna give it a whirl. Very similar, slight differences between the two. I just find that the Reality is a little longer, a little later to respond than the Harsh Reality. All right, we're gonna try again. Standing there looking at 12, 13. Oh, I came up the back of it a little bit. Didn't get it as much at the bottom, but hey, you have a good idea of how these balls are versatile and working. Now I'm going to go back to the Harsh Reality. I'm going to move another 5. Actually, I'm just going to move 10 left and see if I can circle the lane with this ball and see how it looks. So I'm going to go to 35 now with my feet. I'm going to look at the 4th arrow, middle arrow, and I'm going to try and circle this ball. It's on fresh, so we'll see what happens. Late 10 pin, but think about this. I don't have a lot of hand. I kind of just circled it as much as I could, and the ball really got down lane. And because we're on fresh, I'm using this new Harsh Reality. The cover really dug through the oil and really just made the turn down lane for us. Now, if you're a bowler that's high rev, imagine what that could do for you. This ball would really set up well for you. So I'm gonna throw one more and see what happens. I'm standing at 35. I'm looking at 4th arrow. All right, again, like I said, we're on fresh. It's probably not the ideal spot for this, but I'm gonna put the Reality in my hand and I'm going to the same spot. For me, the Reality was not a ball I could move that far left with and actually get the ball to shape and do something. Now this ball's got some games on it. It's pretty old, so maybe we'll make it work. Okay, again, with the Reality now, I'm gonna stand 35, look at the fourth arrow, middle arrow, and see if I can get this ball to circle back like I did the Harsh Reality. Very similar. I felt the Reality changed directions a little slower. I was able to get it done, but again, this ball's been used up pretty good. I mean, it's got some games in it, it's got some track built into it, so the Harsh Reality's a little fresher and doesn't have as much track burned into it, so maybe one more time with the Reality. From 35 at my feet and fourth arrow. Well, with the Reality, I struck twice, whereas the Harsh Reality, I didn't. So anyways, that's the two bowling balls compared. I'll throw one more with the Harsh Reality, and we'll wrap it up. All right, one more ball with the Harsh Reality. I'm gonna stand, let's see, I'm gonna stand 27, 28 with my feet. And I'm gonna look at the third arrow. There you go. That ball went through the pins really nice. Okay, so that's the Harsh Reality compared to the Reality. At first, I will tell you, I didn't like the Harsh Reality. I thought that it just dug in too much. It was a little slow off the spot, and I didn't have a use for it. But then I was trying to do it on house shots, and while there's plenty of volume in the middle for house shots, when you got it to the dry and it's strong friction, it just burned up too quick. As this ball got lane shine, it actually got better. It got a lot better, and I actually started to find that I could use it and blend out the patterns a little more, and I was getting a really good reaction. Where I found this ball to have really great success for me was at one of my regionals, where it was a 45-foot Dick Weber pattern, and I could just get inside, play third arrow, throw it to, say, the 12 board down lane, just keep everything in front of me and let the friction of this bowling ball just dig in and make the left turn down lane that I needed. And it was really, really great for me. So from that perspective, when you have heavy oil, this is a ball that's going to give you what you need. And it's going to respond really, really well through the oil. And then when it hits the friction, it's not going to jerk off the spot, but it's going to definitely respond to the friction and go through the pins. Anyways, that's a Harsh Reality. I appreciate you guys checking out my channel. Again, if you can, like, subscribe, do all those things. It helps me grow my channel more than anything. That's not a revenue thing for me. It's just trying to reach more of an audience. And the more I can reach the audience, the more I can do live streams and things like that. So that's really what I'm trying to do, is just kind of bring more to you without having to, struggle. Anyways, I appreciate you guys checking out. Hope you guys like this video. If you have any questions, any comments, or anything, please leave them in the comments. I will respond. I try to respond to every comment that I get, and I'll give you guys some feedback. Until then, I'm going to start another video here real soon, so you want to keep an eye out for that. Talk about that soon. Till then, you guys keep striking, stay humble, and be kind.